Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I'm gonna be continuing the work on this 1000 watt hour battery-ish that I started in a couple of videos ago. Thank you for all the awesome comments that you gave me on that video. I haven't read any of them because I'm recording this video straight off the other one, but the other one was just getting too long, so I will continue the work on the battery in this one. But please do give me all your good knowledge in the comments below, and let's see where we left off. So since you saw this last, I have mounted all these copper wires that is gonna be connecting these batteries together, and these batteries, and these batteries, and these batteries, and these, and so on. They are all gonna be fused with a tiny little fuse that we're gonna be looking at in this video. But I also do need to do something on the other side, otherwise this will never become a battery. So if we just turn this around. We have kind of exactly the same thing on the other side here. We need to connect this to something. And I did actually way back buy some of this thread here. So we could just get rid of this. And it's a springy thing. And this is really meant for these batteries. So it will fit. Oh, it will kind of fit. It didn't fit exactly. It kind of fits and then it doesn't fit. How hard is that? I think someone has messed up the production line and sold this off very cheap. But I think I'll use it anyway. Just solder that on. Get rid of some of the spacing here where it does not fit. And it will be good to go. This is the same material as the end of the batteries. Probably nickel. That is on there. I'll cut off a little piece and see how we're gonna do that. Let's see, about that long. Let's just cut it halfway. We can always cut more. A bit harder to cut less. There. Yeah, so this is kind of a problem, but I think we'll just do it anyway. It's really weird that it does not fit. You can clearly see that it's meant to fit, but apparently it's meant to fit something else than this. It's a good thing that I'm not gonna go all the way this way, because then it would very soon be out of alignment. But these smaller strips, I think it will be good. So cool. So I got to make sure to solder it on the right place, and that means that I need a piece here, there, and there. No, I need a piece here. Let's see, I need a piece here. I more or less need a piece on each of the banners. I need a lot of pieces then. I need a piece on each of the 10 cells on the back. So actually I need one for every 2. I don't want to mess with this, don't want to break it. So I need one here, one there, all the way, actually. So, oh, that's gonna be a lot of soldering again. Yeah, I'll get on working with that. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm just thinking about at very first just attaching this. So I'm gonna heat it here, and I'm gonna give it some solder. And I'm gonna hold it down with the screwdriver. There. I have no idea if it actually attached that battery. It did. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a little bit on the other side as well to make sure that it stays there. Hold it down with the screwdriver and let go. Wait a bit. And well, that didn't work that well, did it? So I think I have to solder all of the batteries before I can mount this. That's a drag. I have soldered this roll, all of them, so I'm gonna try and put this back on and heat it up. I'll use the screwdriver and try and get out of your way. Longer screwdriver. There, and try and hold this down. This was a lot easier in my head. There, that's good. So I'm gonna be working on that. I'm just gonna fasten it to start with, but I have to solder all of these. That's a drag. Okay, I'm connecting these, and of course I'm gonna be connecting these, some of those every second to make a serial connection down the battery along that way. But this way I can put some thick wires between two of these. Probably these two and these two, to connect them and add them up. I found that the scissors works really well, and the project that I'm working on here, I just need to count 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut on the other side of that, like that, and I can make some more rather quickly. I tried with these pair of pliers, or what you call that, and that was a lot more work. So that's fairly easy, and I'll continue down the row. Okay, I have now soldered on all the batteries, and I have fastened these in the middle. The 2 first rolls over here I have completely soldered, but I'm gonna do the same with all the other. It's a lot of work, I must admit it. Okay, I'm done soldering the one side. I have been looking at the thermal camera here, and there is something here that is a little bit hot. I'm not sure yet if it was just the last place I soldered and if this will dissipate. It might. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. I thought that it might be the batteries equalizing, but I haven't really connected them on the other side, so that's not really possible. And it is only 6 degrees or something. I have been feeling it with my hands to see if I could really feel anything going over the top, and it's up here that there is something that is warm. Okay, I have been feeling this. It's not warm anymore. It must have been the last little bit of soldering that I could feel the hot battery. when you solder the minus pole, you heat up quite a bit of the battery, so that's probably what I've been feeling. I'm gonna be making fuses on this side, and I have been experimenting with just pieces of wire. This is a really thin wire, and I wanted to show you that. So right here I've hung a thin piece of this wire between two copper thingies, and I'm gonna connect that. I've soldered it on, and you can see the power supply. I had set the power supply. We can just disconnect this again, and you can see the power supply is at 4 volts. I have limited the current to nothing, so we can turn the current up. Here we are now drawing 0.5 amp, 1 amp, 1.5 amp, 2 amps, 2.5, 3 amps, and there it blew. So 3.5 amp ish, and this wire blew. I was thinking that would be good. So there will be a fuse to each battery of about, it's not the same every single time. We could just try this again, just solder it back on. There is another piece of the wire, so I'll just try that again. Okay, it blew right away, so about 3.5 amp. That means that with all tin fuses intact, it will blow at about 30 amps. Some of them will blow first, and then it will make a chain reaction, and all the fuses will blow. I think I will do this, and if that's not enough, well, then I will have to change it out for something else. But I do believe that 30 amps would be more than enough, especially after that. This cable is good for about 20 amps, and the BMS is only 15 amps. I think this will be good. Okay, I've mounted all the fuses in one end on one of the batteries, and then I'm gonna take the little wire and put it underneath. Easier said than done, actually. I hope I'll become good at this. Underneath here. There. And one small. Now this way the little nut will be on the bottom of it, and I will be able, as this hot glue is all over the place, so, and then I can solder the wire onto the next battery over here. I'm tightening it a little bit, not too much. There. Don't want it to be under any kind of pressure, so we'll take the next one. There. Tighten it just a little bit, heat it up, let it go so that it's not under any strength, and then I'll just solder it ever so slightly where it's mounted over here. There. And there. Cool. And I can take my pliers here and I can cut the extra off, and I can reuse that for the next battery. Cool. Okay, I have actually fused every single cell, and even though this is just seconds later, well, it's hours later for me, because this took quite a while to mingle all those little strings and attach them on each end, cross them around the copper wire there, and yeah. Right now I have connected this roll and this roll. That means that this is the minus side and it is connected with this roll, and this is the plus side over here. Then I need to connect this roll with this roll. Right now there is nothing here, so on the back I will put in connectors here. Where am I? There. I'll put in connectors here to connect those two. And if we look on the back of it, that means that I have to connect these two lanes, and that's not gonna be hard, so I'm gonna be doing that. I want the back of this to be flat, so I'm gonna be using some of this weird stuff here that I'm just gonna cut into some rolls. So I'm gonna be putting that on. Actually, I'm just gonna be putting it on here at the middle and have the power go through there. I think that's good enough. I hope so. So let's do that. The battery really becomes quite dangerous now that I'm connecting it. This is like 1,000 watts. So I'll when I have connected the two, I will put on some tape here to make sure that I don't accidentally touch something that I was not supposed to touch. Okay, I have connected it. So now that when I measure at one end to the other end, we are measuring 57.3 volts. Okay, it's a new day, and I didn't film all of yesterday, but I finished this. I can't remember if I showed that, but I've also glued the BMS on top of the battery here. I wanted to sit right there, and there is this really not long enough cable, but still very long, and that is gonna be sitting right there on top of it, and it plugs in, of course, otherwise it would be rather useless. That's about it. And I want half of the cables to go down here. You have to put one cable in between each of the blocks so that this BMS is able to balance out the battery. So if this block is higher voltage than this block over here, the BMS will discharge this ever so slightly, so that it drops down to the same voltage as this one, and then everything will be charged up the next time so that they are all in balance. Now that I have balanced out all the capacity of the different blocks, it should be as close to good as possible, but probably there's something wrong with my balancing. So this one is gonna have its work done for it. It does not discharge the cell blocks very much. It's ever so slightly. It's probably just a few hundred milliamps that it's discharging this one compared to this one, but it helps balancing out all of the batteries. But I want to put all these cables in and have them go up here to the different cells. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to do that the best way. Something like this. I've tried to take out all the cables, put the cables underneath the BMS. There is just enough room down here for the cables to go under. I might have glued this on a bit too fast. It would probably have been easier to place the cables if this was just loosely here. I will improve that on the next battery. But I think I want to drill some tiny holes to have the cables come out, so that this can be kind of flush, so that it is not cables sticking up, and I can kind of glue the cables down to the batteries afterwards. So I have a drill here, and I'm gonna find a drill bit that is about the same thickness of the cable, and have the cable come out through these little holes right there. We'll see if that will do anything good for me. Now with all the cables laid out, I kind of know where to drill. So I need to drill a little hole here. There. And I can have the black wire coming up here. Ooh, there. And I'll be able to mount that somewhere nice. So I'll make holes along the way and get the cables out the right ways. So that looks like this, black wire, and for whenever two cells are joined together on this side, there's a cable out. So now I have to turn the battery bank around and do the same thing on the other side. There is one here that is located underneath the BMS. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'll have to make some not as nice little cheating here to have that come out about the right spot. So that will come out there. Well, so this is what it looks like now. Now I have to measure if I put them in the right order, because if I solder this on and mix it up and cut the wires to the right length, well, I might get into some trouble and have to do some ninja tricks to get that up and running again. So yeah, I'll measure this. This is probably gonna get really boring. So I think I'll end the video here. The battery project is coming along really fine. I'm gonna be very excited to see if I can get this up and running and add this to my battery bank at the weird UPS in the creepy basement, which is still creepy. We can actually just go in there and have a sneak peek. I have to go in there and turn the lights out. You can see the red light blinking over there. That's the Chinese MPPT, which is definitely not an MPPT charger trying to charge the batteries. Now that it's a new day, the sun is shining outside and the solar panels are producing power for the batteries, and I'm just waiting to tap into that. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do give it a like below. Do also subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.